Hey, good morning, Denver, Colorado. Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez back at number 38. The playoffs have started. For some teams, the playoffs have finished, and it's going to be a rowdy party today here in the city of Denver. Good morning, Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez. The final word is back, and at this time, I would like to bring in my partner for the last 14 years, El Guapo, Suavecito, Caballero, Alejandro Ramirez.
Nick was like 14 when he started this show.
Yeah, I think when we started the show, Nick was 12.
Oh, he was 12. Was he? Yeah, he was barely available.
He was a
Hey, real quick, guys, before we get started, before we start diving into anything sports related, I want to wish my amigo, my best partner, my business partner, and a mentor to me, Joe Rico, a happy 45th birthday yesterday.
Yeah, 45 minus
Joe,
about a little bit.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for everything, and thank you for keep being alive, because if you're not alive, I don't know if the final word keeps going, man, but I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. You're a mentor to me in so many different ways. Regardless if it's sports, life in general, I love you, Joe, and everybody. Can we just sing Joe a happy birthday? It'll be real quick. Ready? Happy birthday. Hold on. Happy. Come on, Nick. I need you to jump.
I'm
not encouraging this.
Obviously, I have this stuff.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Joey Big Balls Rico. Happy birthday to you. All right, take it.
All right, man.
That's why we discourage singing from Alex.
Hey, there we go. Thank you for that birthday present, Nick, as well, and Alejandro. Amazing to be alive, and you know, in the city of Denver, being on the air and running this show with you for the past 15 years of my life, coming up on 15 NFL seasons starting August 28th. I never thought it. I never thought that to be possible. Yeah. Running into people like Bill Foss, a guy that, my dad passed away 9 years ago, and who's God bringing him, the coolest guy in the history of the planet, to help mentor me and guide me. And then, I've got my best friend I do the show with, a great family. They brought Nick. Nick has just really helped me in so many areas of my life over the past couple of years.
Nick's enlightened our lives in a lot of different ways.
Well, Nick's just a real dude.
We don't look at things as...
He's just a real dude, man.
He's a real dude, a little grumpy sometimes.
Aren't we all?
Are we all grumpy?
He's got to put up with us. Yeah, he's got a professional grumpy. Same. Hey, sometimes that's one mistake.
And I know you guys.
Someone's got to be the straight man.
I agree, man.
And I know you guys are a little tired, so can we do a really small recap? Nick, I'll start with you. What happened last night at the Denver Coliseum against the Pueblo Punishers, the I-25 rivalry?
Yep.
You've seen my cousin Vinny, right?
Yeah.
You remember when they're out in the forest and they get their car stuck in the mud?
Yeah.
That's basically what the Spartans were from about midway through the second quarter on. They got stuck in the mud and their tires were just spinning.
Yeah, and I'll say this. What a great football game, though, last night. I enjoyed broadcasting. That game came down to literally the final play of the football game. And, what else can you ask for? Of course, the Spartans, kill goal with an interception in the last play. And, look, if you don't know what we're talking about, first of all, we're talking about the Colorado Spartans, the indoor arena team that is now in their second season here in the Denver, Colorado area. They play at the Denver Coliseum every Saturday night. Come on out next Saturday and join us for a rematch against the Pueblo Punishers. And, that's going to be –
they're running
it's a back-to-back. And so I haven't heard of that in professional football before, but this is something that's common now, I think, in the NAL. I've seen this a few times.
They were supposed to play Dallas next Sunday.
Oh, that's right. And Dallas is no longer in the league. So that's why. There you go. Yeah. That's why the Punishers are filling in. Boy, you'd think they could have come out with a little bit of, a little easier opponent for the makeup game.
Maybe the Warbirds could have came in.
Yeah, I think I agree, man. Hey, also, thanks so much, Shane Polston, for the happy birthday wish. And, of course, Robert, Roberto, you are not wrong. Let's talk a little bit about the Denver Nuggets. We'll start off with them. Obviously they get taken out of the playoffs in Game 6 by the Minnesota Timberwolves, a series that, the Timberwolves win that game without Anthony Edwards in the lineup, without Dionysu in the lineup, without Dante DiVincenzo in the lineup.
And without Anthony Edwards.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that first. He was the first one I mentioned. And so when you take out, three.
Without Anthony Edwards?
Yeah,
sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So what I was going to say is you're looking at these kinds of things and you have the world's best player. That's what everybody says. I'm not sure I call him that anymore, but he's right there. And then you've got a bunch of guys that I'm not sure will be here next year. And that's really what I see. I see Nikola Jokic in a singular front as the only guy that I really want back. And then if you mix and match whoever leaves and goes after that, I just don't care. And it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them or that they're not talented basketball players. But this core is done. This is over. You can see the Timberwolves are much more athletic. They're much younger. They made the Nuggets look small. They made them look weak. Yeah. And they made them look soft. I guess that's probably the worst thing you can call a player.
Soft is a good use.
Marshmallow. I mean, Jamal Murray looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He was abused by Jaden McDaniels.
When I look at it, McDaniels called him out.
Yep. And backed it up.
And they kept backing it up. And then, like you said, when those 3 players were out for that last game, Joey, I was like, this should be a G League game.
Yeah.
That they should be a blowout. Easily just go through it. Maybe Joker doesn't even play in the fourth quarter.
That's what I thought.
Nope. That's not the case. And you know what's even insult to injury is when you see A-Rod out there.
Oh, gosh.
Dancing and jumping up and down. And then you see Tim Conley sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And then you see the Cronkies come up to him and say, hey, man, thanks for kicking our ass. Thanks for constructing our team and leaving us. Now you guys have the upper hand.
Right.
I'm sorry, man. Tim Conley has not gotten enough credit for what he did here with the Denver Nuggets.
Nope.
And it showed. And here we are. Minnesota advances.
Well, let me just say this. I think that it tells you a lot about coaching as well. And, we got some great analysis on that last week from Bill Foss, who will be back on here in about 10 minutes. And, I think he was square on. He absolutely – and frankly, so was I. I think what we have is a guy, and look, let's give David Adelman a small bit of grace that this is his first year as an NBA head coach.
I don't care.
Well, I get it. But what I am going to say is, according to the players in the locker room who were all asked questions after the game, and you get a lot of really telling information from the guys who play for the guy, right? I mean, I want to give him some credit. I mean, there were 54 wins in the regular season where he lost the best player in the world for 18 games. He lost a lot of players in his lineup. The games he lost in the playoffs, David Adelman, he didn't have a lot of the guys, but here's the thing, that if David Adelman, and I don't see him getting fired. I mean, looking at everything that's happened these last few days, it seems like he's coming back. Is that a mistake? Maybe. But let's go ahead and look at Roberto. The Nuggets took on Adelman's personality when he said they didn't need to be emotional. And I'll again agree with the Roberto on that as well. You do take your cue from your head coach, but I just don't think the Nuggets are going to make a change. Whether I want to, you want to, Nick wants to, Bill wants to. You're not going to fire a guy.
The way they made it sound,
they're not going to fire the guy.
They're going to be like, let's just run it back. Run what back? I mean, Christian Brown's contracted. At this point, I'm looking at it like, dude, did you guys realize that? I mean, the guy's digressed. His best year was his rookie year. He had won a championship in high school, won a championship in Kansas, won a championship in the NBA, three years in a row. All of a sudden, maybe that's gotten to his head a little bit, but he looked undecisive. He looked uninspired. He looked like every time he went up against a big man, he backed it out. And he just didn't look comfortable. Not from a guy who's.
Let me just say one thing about that. Let me say one thing. He's injured. And he got that Achilles injury, that ankle injury.
Then don't play.
Right? I'm with you. But it was apparent he lost his explosiveness. This guy was a rim rocker. He would have dunked over Rudy Gobert. The Christian Brown from last year, his best year wasn't his rookie year. His best year was last year. That's what got him the contract. He was in contention for the most improved player in the NBA last year. He upped his scoring average 7 or 8 points. He looked on the trajectory of a superstar. But, man, there's a phrase that says injuries makes cowards of us all. And that's so true.
Like an
injury. He couldn't. You were exactly right. To your point, the old Christian Brown would have gone up on Naz Reid. He would have gone up on any of those guys and tried to dunk the ball. Yeah. Whether he would have done it or not, he would have tried and gotten a foul. He looked like a little kid.
Yeah.
He ran out away. And not only him, Jamal Murray did the same thing.
You know what bothers
Wide
me?
open layups, and they dribbled the ball back out because of Rudy Gobert.
Joe,
Rudy Gobert had a great series.
What bothers me more than anything
is
you're so invested into the season, right?
Yeah.
So the Nuggets entered the season with a 12-game winning streak. Right, great, good for them, good job. But then the moment the playoffs start, they got game 1, and after that, it went into a total, shit show. I guess you could say, because we could say it on the podcast. It's a shit show, and you look at that organization and how it's operating right now. It doesn't look like they have any kind of like real focus on who's the leader. Cam Johnson stepped up a little bit. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, the Nuggets right now need to really have a different kind of mindset going into next year. I don't know what that is, and we'll ask Troy Renck from the Denver Post when he comes on. But there has to be some changes, and I don't like those knee-jerk reactions. They're like, oh, well, everybody's got to go. Let's blow this up. No, he can't do that because Joker still has a lot of time and a lot of miles left on his legs. And I think what they have to do is be really analytic about, is this coach the right fit for us? Adelman's been part of Malone's staff for many years. Steve Kerr's out there. Scotty Brooks is out there. Yep. These are guys that I think that if the players don't like them, but they'll respect them. And I don't think the Nuggets respect David Adelman because he's like a buddy to them. They all go out to dinner when they go on the road. It's like, it's all right, Joe. Don't worry about it. Hey, I'll take care of this. This tab at this restaurant. Let's just go to bed, everybody. And
this isn't.
And that's exactly what happened here.
Listen, man. There's leadership, and leadership is usually separate. The leadership is separate. They don't. Mike Malone was not doing these things with the guys. He was separate. He had a command. He commanded respect from the guys. Now, say what you want to about him. I don't say that he's a perfect head coach, but there was a presence about him when he walked into the room. That's not the case with David Adelman. He just doesn't command that kind of presence yet. Now, can he grow into that? I think that's the guess, because I'm sure if you look at a lot of players, a lot of people who did the first year of coaching on the job, I'm not sure that they all were the greatest coach in the world.
Do it with the greatest basketball player in the world.
But is he the great? I'm not going to say that anymore. I refuse to say that. He's not playing like the greatest player in the world right now.
If Phil Jackson was a coach for the Denver Nuggets the last 5 years, how do you think this is at right now? Where are we at? Phil Jackson, if he was the coach of the Nuggets right now, the last 5 years, with a player of Joker's caliber, with Murray, with the Gordon, and some of the,
I'm not sure. I'm not going to put Gordon in that category anymore. Gordon has a chronic injury, and I don't think he's the same guy anymore.
So Phil Jackson had Pippen and Jordan, right?
Yep.
And Kerr, whatever, Tony Kukoc and Bill Carter.
He had a lot of players. You're mixing teams now.
I get it. I'm just saying, where do you think the Nuggets would be right now with the leadership of Phil Jackson?
Well, if you had somebody like that, it would be different. It would just be different. But Phil Jackson is a once in a lifetime. I mean, you got Phil Jackson as probably the greatest coach in NBA history. But let's just say Steve Kerr. Now, I think that's a much better question. Where would the Nuggets have been this year with Steve Kerr, who would have taken this team and I think handled these situations completely, because Steve Kerr absolutely commands respect. When you walk in a room and you have 4 championships, you've coached 4 championship teams, people react differently to you. And
your opinion is different, Joe.
Right. Look, if I'm Nikola Jokic, if you had to shoot him with true serum and say, would I rather play for Steve Kerr or David Adelman? I mean, there's no question it's Steve Kerr. It's not even close. It's an insult to Steve Kerr to even put David Adelman in the same conversation. That's the commitment you need in order to win a championship. And you've got to break this team up. It's time. I'm not saying break everyone up, but it's time.
Who stays, Joe?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to stick right with what I said. I think you have Nikola Jokic on the left, and you have 10 other guys that you got to make a decision on the right on how to build around this guy.
Everybody else
is expendable. Sure. If I get an offer for Jamal Murray, let's say this, and I'm just making things up, all right? But let's say I got an offer today from the Boston Celtics for Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon and a couple other guys, and I could get somebody like Jaylen Brown, or I could get somebody who's a proven second guy to Joker. Hey, I'll fill in the other 9 guys, but Joker needs a real number 2, and Jamal Murray just is not that. He had a great regular season, but that guy I saw in the playoffs.
But doesn't the regular season at this point mean nothing?
No, it doesn't. It does. Everything he did in the regular season doesn't mean anything.
That's why when I watch you go to the games with your son, which I think is an amazing father-son experience, it's great, and that's great, and he should do that. But from our journalistic standpoint, we've been to over 500 games each, Joe, to cover them. It's just like, man, am I wasting time just to go down here to see what inevitably what's going to happen in the playoffs, which is
I had a credential there 13 years. I have no desire to go down and cover this team. None. And because there's no enthusiasm. You know why? They look dead. They look like The Walking Dead. What was that movie? The Resident Evil? Isn't that the video game everybody plays where the zombies are there? Yeah. These guys looked like they were playing in a bad video game. They had no energy whatsoever. None of them. Even Joker, to be fair, had nothing. I mean, in the fourth quarter, that team was 100% defeated, and that does come from the head coach. I'm sorry, but that mindset, absolutely, that foundation you build around in that locker room, it comes from the head coach. You absolutely, and again, great commentary. And I, again, man, Jaylen Brown, most underrated player in the league, and I was just making stuff up. And by the way, Milan, Dennis Rodman, a huge part of those teams. But I mean, when you look at all this, guys, you got a lot of frustration here. You have one proven champion in Nikola Jokic, a guy who's always kind of been Robin, right? And Jamal Murray, and then mix and match parts. I think that's got to change this year. I think you need to trade away 3 or 4 of these assets and start developing other players. But, it's going to be an interesting offseason, Alex.
I think the Nuggets have to really look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, is Adelman our guy? If he's our guy, then let's go with him, okay? But if he's not our guy, then we got to get immediately replaced. I like Kerr. Like you said, he won 4 championships as a player. He's won 4 championships as a coach. I mean, what kind of more resume do you need with that? When you walk into a room and you demand respect, you demand championship caliber, play. And if you can't produce that, then you're out.
Yeah,
or out.
Steve Kerr, this mess would never have happened.
No.
The inmates, right? You want the truth? The players ran the team for the Denver Nuggets this year, and that can't happen.
And there was a picture. There was a meme of David Adams.
Yeah, with
his hands on his head, and everybody was like, and I put, dude, where's my car?
Yeah.
It looked like he was just in the deer in the headlights. And he's like, whoa, what's going on?
You know what he reminded me of? That me leaving your condo at 2 a.m, saying, where am I? Where's my car?
That was 25 years ago.
Well, I understand, but I'm just saying that's what it reminded me of when I was a little kid 25 years ago, leaving your condo after we were up till 2 a.m. having some beers at the club, and me going, where's my car? I'm disheveled. The guy who just didn't know what's going on.
Where are my keys?
I'd have to go back up many times and get my keys. But the whole point is, look, I wasn't coaching the Denver Nuggets in a playoff series. I was just going to work with you. All right, let's talk about our lineup. Let's see. Just look when Joker got into it with Clark. Right. All the Wolves had Clark's back. No one stood by Jokic. Man, I'll tell you, great points by everybody today on the text line. Let's go over our lineup a little bit. We will start with Bill Foss. He's coming up in a few minutes, just walking into the studio right now. We'll get his take on the Denver Nuggets, also his take on what the Colorado Avalanche should do coming up against Minnesota here tonight. We'll also then talk to Rhonda Fisher from ServiceMaster DSI. She is bringing her daughter home from Arizona. And she's a big-time coach, too. She's coaching volleyball and several other sports as well. We'll talk to her about, the Nuggets coaching situation as well as the expected fire danger in Colorado. Look, ServiceMaster, you're going to want that number on your phone. After that, we get to the best in the business, Troy Renck from the Denver Post. I am so excited to hear his take on the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. Plus, we haven't even mentioned Bo Nix, who will now miss a lot of the offseason program. Is that ankle bad? Also, Aaron Rodgers. Is there rumors that link the Denver Broncos to Aaron Rodgers? Mike Florio thinks so.
I think he's under.
He's under. The Steelers actually tagged him.
Isn't he at a Kowalska?
He's ayahuasca. Yeah, he's on the ayahuasca. We know that.
He's trying to get his brain right, man.
Exactly, man. I've had some ayahuasca. Hey, man, it's good for your brain. Get that with a little suavecito, and you're fine. All right, man. Hey, and then we are going to close it out with our good friend Shawn Lefel from Grease Diva Garage. Him and Mrs. Sadie Lefel have the best garage in Colorado, and we'll talk to him about your latest rebuild. They want to be part of it. Get that old car that you have sitting around the driveway. You want to restore it. They're your people. All right, when we get back, Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila joins the program next on The Final Word with Joe Rico and Alex Mears, live from number 38, Avs Wild, tonight at 7.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top-notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
My name is Sadie Lefel, and I'm the owner of Grease Diva Garage, and we're located in Frederick, Colorado. What makes us unique from other automotive repair shops is that we are woman-owned, we're locally owned, we offer car care classes for women, and we really are truly a car care center. You can get everything you need for your vehicle right here. Here at Grease Diva Garage, we believe in excellence, integrity, and education. We just happen to be great mechanics. We specialize in classic and vintage vehicles. We have the tooling experience to do everything from engine mechanical all the way through body restoration on all makes and models. So in order to come into Grease Diva Garage, there's multiple ways you can get a hold of us. Through our website at greasedivagarage.com. You can email us at greasedivagarage@yahoo. You can give us a call at 720-731-3000. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, multiple ways to get a hold of us. You can make an appointment online as well. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
We are ServiceMaster DSI, and we're located in Aurora, Colorado, off of I-70 in Chambers. My name is Rhonda Fisher. I am the Business Development Manager for ServiceMaster DSI.
My name is Jason Catlett. I am the branch manager for ServiceMaster DSI. We specialize in disaster restoration, including water, fire, mold, biohazard, trauma cleanup. Company is included as a GC, so we can do the mitigation and then the full repairs on the job for you. At ServiceMaster DSI, we help our customers on their worst day. No one ever plans to have a flood or a fire or water damage, and we help restore their lives back to pre-loss condition.
We handle both residential and commercial losses.
We service all of the Front Range, including up north to Fort Collins, down south to Colorado Springs. We go up into the mountains into Georgetown. We go out to Windsor, Fort Morgan. We're one of the largest franchises in the United States.
We pride ourselves in having our technicians be IICRC certified. You can reach us here at ServiceMaster DSI at 800-954-9444, or you can call me directly at 720-602-8677. You can also email me at rhonda.fisher@smdsi.com.
You can also reach us on our website, which is ServiceMaster DSI. If you need more information, you can email info@smdsi.com. We're here to help for whatever emergency service needs you have. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
All right, we are back. Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez, live from number 38. Avs Wild tonight, round 2, but unfortunately, we are going to start off with our great friend Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila.
Unfortunately?
Well, no. Wait. Unfortunately, we're going to start off with the Denver Nuggets.
Correct.
With our good friend
There you
Bill
go.
Foss
That's how you say
from Suavecito Tequila. It's never an unfortunate time to be around
Never.
Bill or Suavecito. It is the most fortunate time of your life, and that would be the Blanco, the Reposado, the Cristalino, the Anejo, and the Extra Anejo. They're the best in the business. I always say that, but they are the best tequilas I've ever had. The Cristalino is now kind of moving up the list. Had some last night with Bill, and we had a little bit of the smoky flavor. Made my birthday super happy. Bill, good morning to you. And
Good morning.
yeah, like I said, man, it's one of those gloomy mornings. I feel kind of like a little hangover from the Denver Nuggets still. They got kicked out of the playoffs. They just get beat. They got kicked out of the playoffs. And you previewed it a little bit last week. You mentioned some of the stuff, and Alex and I were talking Thursday, and everything you were saying was playing out right in front of our eyes. Your thoughts on how this all ended, and maybe kind of what your thoughts are as to the future of the team, because I think that's up in the air right now. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, guys. Well, just think about it. We were rated 3rd in the playoffs, Minnesota 6th. We had the home court advantage through the whole playoffs. And then all of a sudden, we're down 3-1.
Yep.
Okay. We're down 3-1. And we're down 3-1 to a team that on their home court lost 3 of their starters. Okay. They come back here to Colorado. We beat them 1 game. We go back up to Minnesota. And what happened? Minnesota played a great game on their own home court, starting 3 second-string ball players.
Amazing.
And they beat us.
Yep.
Okay. And they beat us. Well, that only happens when you have good coaching. And they've got a really good coach. Okay, and he got those second-string players organized offensively and defensively to handle us, to handle Denver. And they just did it. They did it, and no offense, but our coach didn't make the adjustments. How could we not beat a team,
a G League team
that's starting 3 second-string ball players?
Yeah, especially when you got guys first of all, the greatest player in the world, and then Jamal Murray, probably comeback player of the year.
Oh yeah.
And then Aaron Gordon, he's got a degenerative issue and stuff like that. But he was still playing. Christian Brown on his new contract, which that money should have gone to PJ Watson, but that's another story another day.
Peyton Watson,
excuse me.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, guys. Listen, what happened in the last game kind of shows me where the Nuggets' heart's at and what they need to do as far as really evaluating themselves and saying, do we have the right pieces at this point? Do we have the right coach? Is this coach part of still the Mike Malone regime? Because he was an assistant coach for Mike Malone for many years. And David Edelman's dad, Rick Edelman, was a longtime coach.
good head coach.
Won tons and tons of games when he was a head coach. So you would think the pedigree's there, the aggressiveness is there, like Mike Malone. His dad was an amazing coach back, the Pistons, Joey. Brandon Malone, right? He was an amazing coach.
Brandon Malone, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you would think that now the Kroenke family has to say, okay, do we have the right pieces? We have money to spend, or do we move these contracts around? Do we allocate money different ways? But right now, that Christian Brown contract for me, Bill, is very scary. And that's one of those contracts that can really hamper your organization if he does not come to fruition, because that's a big deal contract.
Throwing a lot of money at that guy.
Oh no, I hear you. And he had such a great season last year as a backup, and and then this year his season was just mediocre, and it's hard to understand.
Well, let me just say this, and great stuff on the text line today, or on the chat line today. Understanding trading Jamal and Cam might be a good piece. And, to be fair, Cam Johnson was the only other guy who showed up. I mean, he was hitting threes. He was hitting everything, all the things that I'm going to give Cam Johnson some credit. I mean, he took a lot of flack this year. He didn't play very well for many points of the year. But the only guy, Alex, that showed up next to Joker in Game 6 by far was Cam Johnson. I believe he had 29 points in the basketball game.
He was aggressive.
And the rest of these guys all played tired. Great point, Eric, that Cam Johnson might be a piece to keep. But from what I understand, Cam will be let go if they keep Peyton Watson. They're not going to keep both players. I think there's kind of a logjam. They both play the same position. I would keep both. And I think Christian Brown and Jamal Murray are the guys I'd probably like to see moved.
Package them up, Joey, and send them somewhere.
Yep, I think so.
Who's going to take that contract?
You're going to have to sell. You're going to lose money, right?
They're both.
You're going to lose money.
They're both going to. If you total their contracts, that's like $300 million for both those guys.
It's called addition by subtraction. This is what I learned from coaches a long time ago. Even if you don't get the actual value back from the player, if they're killing your payroll that badly, and Jamal and Christian Brown, you just mentioned what a bad contact that is. Sometimes it's good enough just to get that money back and be able to start anew with different guys. So, yeah, it kills you for 1 year. You're right. Nobody's going to give back equal value. But say you get 2 number 1 picks. You get a number 1 pick for Jamal. You get a number 1 pick for Christian. You get a couple guys play.
We're not getting.
I'm just telling you, man,
I don't think so.
You've got to do something different. You can't come back with these same exact guys and the same exact coach and expect different results. No. You got to mix this up. I'll ask you, Bill. I mean, do you have any idea of kind of where they might be able to begin?
It's
a long process, right? It's not what everybody thinks. It's not so easy.
It is a long process, but like I just mentioned, the fact that we lost at Minnesota in the 6th game against a team that we had a better season record, and they starting 3 second-string ball players, and we lost to them.
Yeah. And the previous year, we lost we were about to go to the finals, Joey.
But previous year, we had the Oklahoma City Thunders, the champs, on the ropes, and that was a whole different thing, right?
That was different.
That was a great series by the Nuggets. If anything, I thought I had a lot of optimism for David Edelman, to be honest, because of that.
Boy.
You were supporting him, too. You were like, hey, I tried to dog him. You're like, hey, give the guy a chance.
It was a newness. It was a newness because he was a new guy. He's a shiny new car.
But he looks like a shiny new car that kind of got old real quick. All right, let's talk a little bit with Bill about the Colorado Avalanche. A much happier day. They get around game 1, round 2. They take on the Minnesota Wild, and I think everybody kind of thought it would be the Dallas Stars. I think that, there's a big rivalry, Av Stars, over the past few months. And, I'll just be honest with you. When you talk about the Minnesota Wild upsetting the Dallas Stars, do you think that changes the way that the Avs approach this second round?
Oh, not at all. The Avs are having such a great season. They're so well coached. They play so well together as a team. I'm just excited for them beyond belief, and I'm not worried about Minnesota at all.
Well, Alex, are you?
Listen, we're talking about two of the best players in the world on the same squad. Are you kidding me? Kristen from Jimmy Suds. Go Avs. I love that. You know what?
Love it.
You know what? Yes, go to Jimmy Suds, by the way, and punch in text message 30400 and you get a free car wash and let them know the final word sent you. Hey, real quick, though, that Avalanche game tonight against the Wild, the Avalanche have been resting. They've been resting.
Yeah,
Gosh, almost a week and a half. I think they went to Cancun.
Almost too much.
But now it's time to get those motors rolling again. And I think they, Coach Bedmar has got a good, feel for his team, and they're ready to rock and roll. And if you think about it, Joey, too, I look at because Cale Makar and McKinnon were on the Olympic team, right? The Olympic team, is that right?
Yeah. Makar and McKinnon were both playing for Team Canada.
Yeah. I think that has some lingering effects going into this second round. Like, hey, man, because McKinnon could have won the gold medal. He had a
missed an open net.
Open net. You don't think that lingers with that guy? You know what? If I didn't get that goal now, you know what? I'm going to get a Stanley Cup now. So that'd be a guy I would be very cautious to watch. And if you're betting out there, if you're a degenerate gambler, that's where your money goes, because he's going to be on fire, Joe. And I believe he did not get the trophy for, what was it?
Well, he did. So far he hasn't been on a lot of lists, but they haven't determined the MVP yet.
No, but there was one listed. Help me out on that one, Nick. He missed out on.
Talking about the Hart Trophy?
Yeah, I believe he was
not the Hart Trophy. It's another one. It's the leading scorer.
President. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he didn't get the Art Ross Trophy, which goes to the leading scorer in the NHL.
Yeah.
He just missed out on that. He is in contention for the Hart Trophy. I can only say this. Look, these are the kind of things that really, I would say for some players, that would be important. I'm going to say this team is on a mission. I think it's even above Nathan McKinnon. I think you've got Gabriel Landeskog.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a key factor. Remember how many times you said they don't have their captain? They don't have their captain. Remember you saying that over and over and over. Nick, you said it. I remember you talking about Gabriel Landeskog, not that we needed to take into account that guy's not there. And I kind of was like, well, really? It's been 2 years. Well, now that I see Gabriel Landeskog and how important he actually is to the functionality of this hockey club, there is no way that I think that's the most important player for the Colorado Avalanche. I think without our captain,
not our goalies, Joe?
No, I think in so many ways. Look, don't get me wrong, Wedgwood. Let me change that. Not on the ice, but just as far as the team itself, he is no question. Remember, he's what the Nuggets need. Yeah. He's leadership. Yeah. Bingo. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a real leader within that room. Would you agree with that, Nick, that he makes a difference in the way those guys act when he's there?
Oh, absolutely.
Do the Nuggets have that?
No.
I don't think Nikola Jokic isn't that kind of guy.
He is until it's the last play of the game where he gets finally so upset that he has to do something and take it upon himself to go fight one of the players or get in someone's face. But that leadership that you talk about with Gabe Landeskog is throughout the game, throughout the entire series.
Throughout the season.
It doesn't take the last 2 seconds of the game.
Right. He's not there running down the court with 2 seconds left when it's too late. I agree. Great point right there, Gabe Landeskog. All right. Last one for Bill. All right, man. Stanley Cup is going to be there. No. I need to talk to him about Suavecito. Okay, we did a lot of sports. So I'm getting ready to make some drinks for tonight's game. And I'm going to start with saying the first thing I have is a new bottle of Extra Neo that I bought for my birthday yesterday. And I feel I killed the other one, as I mentioned. So I do have a new one. And I'm going to be drinking neat, the Extra Nail. But for those of our listeners who are maybe have a Blanco or a bottle of Reposado and they kind of want to get a little wild, they make some great craft cocktails with Suavecito tequila as well.
Oh, great cocktails. Obviously, I'm with you. The Añejo and Extra Añejo, you got to drink those neat. They're so good. But on our website, you go to suavecitotequila.com. And we've got over 20 different recipes for cocktails.
I'm going there.
Particularly with the Blanco and the Reposado. And they make fabulous cocktails.
Fabulous cocktails. Tequila cocktails for every occasion, Joey. Discover the new way to sip or savor and celebrate Suavecito tequila. I'm looking at one right now. This is a classic tequila cocktail. Step in the world of classic tequila cocktails where traditional recipes create tantalizing flavors with every refined pour. Listen, a lot of low-calorie tequila cocktails as well. Bill, if you're watching your line and you don't want to go overboard on the sugar, there's just so much options to combine them with. Like the Suavecito Blanco. I like it neat. I like drinking it on ice.
You do.
It's great. It's great.
Oh yeah.
The incredibly smooth and robust flavor of Suavecito tequila starts with the Blanco, made from 100% Weber Blue agave, grown at 7,000 feet in the central highlands of Mexico. They distill the foundational tequila using traditional techniques, but also create a special spirit that distinctly it's its own. With irresistible neat, Blanco mixes the best kind of cocktail. Bill, I mean, we can go on and on and on. What's your favorite drink besides the traditional margarita or a neat drink?
Manhattan.
Manhattan?
Oh my goodness.
The extra añejo.
I have high-end steakhouses that now make their Manhattans with Suavecito Añejo tequila as opposed to their whiskeys and bourbons. And they tell me that the customers are going crazy over them.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether it is the Blanco, the Reposado, the Cristalino, the Añejo, or the extra Añejo, please go into your local Total Wine. You can just go top 40 seller nationwide. That's the top 40 alcohols Total Wine sells, not the top 40 tequilas. There's only one tequila, number one, at Total Wine, and that's Suavecito. And you can say that about every liquor store that Suavecito is in. They always rise to the top. Bill, I want to say that, without you, there is no final word. And by the way, man, a big shout out to my buddy, Lance McCoy. Glad to see you hanging out with us today. I don't know he's asking who the Broncos backup is behind Bo Nix. And I'm going to tell you, Lance, that's a great question because we'll ask Troy Renck. Hang out with us, Lance, at 11 o'clock.
He may not be on this team, Lance.
Yeah, I don't know that he's on this team yet, Lance. I can tell you, I hope it's not Jared Stidham. I think we all saw enough of him last year. All right. We're going to let Bill go, and when we get back, we have our good friend Rhonda Fisher from ServiceMaster DSI. She joins the final word next when you return with Joe Rico and Alex Mares live from number 38.
Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do. Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the
Golf season is here, and Denver Golf Passes make it easier than ever to play. Start your golf journey with Learn and Play 1.0. 5 clinics, 5 rounds, 5 buckets. Already playing? Take your game up a level with Learn and Play 2.0. Or grab the Friends and Family Pass. 20 par 3 rounds and 30 mini golf or range sessions. And for new players wanting reps, the Practice and Play Pass gives you 10 rounds and 15 range buckets. Find the pass that fits your game. Visit cityofdenvergolf.com.
We are ServiceMaster DSI, and we're located in Aurora, Colorado, off of I-70 and Chambers. My name is Rhonda Fisher. I am the Business Development Manager for ServiceMaster DSI.
My name is Jason Catlett. I am the branch manager for ServiceMaster DSI. We specialize in disaster restoration, including water, fire, mold, biohazard, trauma cleanup. Company is included as a GC, so we can do the mitigation and then the full repairs on the job for you. At ServiceMaster DSI, we help our customers on their worst day. No one ever plans to have a flood or a fire or water damage, and we help restore their lives back to pre-loss condition.
We handle both residential and commercial losses.
We service all of the Front Range, including up north to Fort Collins, down south to Colorado Springs. We go up into the mountains into Georgetown. We go out to Windsor, Fort Morgan. We're one of the largest franchises in the United States.
We pride ourselves in having our technicians be IICRC certified. You can reach us here at ServiceMaster DSI at 800-954-9444, or you can call me directly at 720-602-8677. You can also email me at rhonda.fisher@smdsi.com.
You can also reach us on our website, which is ServiceMaster DSI. If you need more information, you can email info@smdsi.com. We're here to help for whatever emergency service needs you have. We are proud sponsors of The Final Word.
All right, there she is, the lovely Miss Rhonda Fisher from ServiceMaster DSI, and she's a world traveler, man. This lady coaches volleyball, and I believe also was it one other sport, and we'll let Rhonda talk about that. But, you know, she's just been such an influence already in Alex and mine's life. Great organizer. I mean, this lady could organize anything, maybe even my 11-year-old's room. I don't know about that. But anyway, let's bring on Rhonda Fisher. And good morning, Rhonda. Thanks for making time for us. I believe you said you're out in Arizona right now, picking up your daughter and bringing her home. How does that feel? Good morning to you. You're going to have your daughter back home for the next few months. I guess she's at school. And where are you at right now? And what's going on? Thanks for coming on.
We're in Surprise, Arizona. She just completed her junior year of college. So proud of her. She's a volleyball player here out at Ottawa University in Surprise, Arizona.
Awesome. Is Jeffrey with there?
Jeffrey is here.
Can I see him? Can you take him over?
He's a celebrity, man. He's a celebrity. There he is.
Oh, that's
there he is. The great
Jeff.
The great Jeff Fisher right there, man. He is chilling.
Hey,
Jeff, give you some Suavecito tequila, man. Give that man a shot of Suavecito.
Hey, he's waking up, mate. Listen, guys, you listen to Rhonda Fisher, the business development manager over at ServiceMaster DSI. We had Jason on, was it 2 weeks ago or last week? Was it 2 weeks ago? And we are about to approach a really nasty season, unfortunately, in Colorado, where there have been there's no moisture.
No rain.
There's no rain. So what does that mean? That means it's going to be a lot of high fires. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong, but that is going to happen because of the way the state of Colorado is set up right now. It's just what it is. But Rhonda Fisher, you can get a hold of her. You can give her a call on her cell phone at 720-602-8677. One more time, 720-602-8677. Or you can send her an email at rhonda.fisher@smdsi.com, and she will take care of you. If she can't take care of you, they got 24/7 services there to help you accommodate your loss, which unfortunately, these things happen in life. It could be a very stressful time in your life or business when your home has been damaged by floods, fires, earthquakes, or even mold. When this happens, it can be difficult to process what just happened, let alone begin planning a route to recovery. Fortunately, our friends, dependable friends, experts at ServiceMaster DSI are eager and are willing to help you. Your business is backed by a nationally recognized brand, reowned, and by its innovations in the disaster restoration industry. You guys are also locally owned and operated, so we know that the uniqueness needs the members of our community. Can you expand a little bit on what I just said? Because there's going to be a lot of unfortunate fires this summer with the water restrictions, and you guys are on call immediately, right, Rhonda?
That is correct. Yes. Yep. We're heading into a dangerous fire season. I'm like you. I hope that it's not as dangerous as what people are saying, but it is the reality of our situation. And there's a lot of things that people don't know. And I think that can be the hard part. You don't know what you don't know. So if you follow us on Facebook or LinkedIn, I'm constantly posting things regarding fire safety or what to do next, and just helpful tips and tricks to try to get people through what could be one of the worst days of their life.
Nothing is worse than having all your memories ruined. I mean, it's not just the monetary value. There's so much that goes in when a disaster. I mean, your team helped my family, and everything. All the pictures in my mom's basement were ruined, by the way. Everything, and we're talking about things that were 100 years old.
You can't restore those anymore.
You can't restore them. But what was so comforting is to have people like you on the phone who knew everything that they were doing. They knew how to get what remaining artifacts to safety. They taught us so much at ServiceMaster DSI on how to recover, and also they put an arm around my mom and me and acted like a friend and showed some empathy. And it was so important at the time because you're devastated. I mean, these aren't things that you're going to ever see again. Like you said, Alex, they're not replaceable, but you comfort those people as you're walking them through a devastating process. And I love you and Jason for that. Talk about how difficult that's got to be for you guys to have to hear some of the things you hear every day and still keep your composure, because that's got to be probably the hardest part of your job.
Yeah, I mean, I think it touches everybody's heart when you hear somebody that has a disaster, whether you know them or not. You immediately feel for them and what are their immediate needs and how can you help them? And then you start to think, what if that was me? What would I be doing? And Jason and I really try to put ourselves in their shoes and try to treat them the way we would want to be treated or the way we'd want our family to be treated if it was one of us. And some of us at our location have gone through different disasters throughout our life, so we can connect in that way. But the rest of us that haven't, we just try to do the best we can and be there for them. And just at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? We're all out here trying to survive and make it to the next day.
Let me tell you what ServiceMaster Restore DSI does for you. They're on call 24/7, 365 days a year. All right. 65 years of experience, Joey.
Wow.
That's almost 15 years older than you just. By the way, Rhonda, Joe's birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
He just
thank you.
He just turned 38.
Yes. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Alex. You guys are making me laugh today.
The mobilization, the facts, action, help limits loss. You guys respond quickly to the necessity of the equipment, expertise to return your property to normal. Let's talk about what that means to normal. They're not coming in there. You guys aren't coming in there to like improve your house or build you a new deck or, whatever. You guys just want to get back to where you guys left off when that claim was filed, and you guys can continue to live your normal life. Talk about how important that is and what exactly that means.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, you had a loss, so you get to remodel. And some people don't want to remodel. They want to go back to where they were prior to that loss. They want things to be, back to normal or back to where it was. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. There are things that, like you mentioned, that you cannot replace or you cannot restore. And there's time. Time goes by. You can have people out of their homes for months on end, whether they're living in a temporary housing or a hotel or something, and you can't get time back. And so we just try to help them one step at a time and get through this and see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I'm going to say this, Alex and I have both been through a lot of tragedy in the past few years, and there's a pain that's associated with that. And what I loved about ServiceMaster, 3 months after the tragedy where, I got a call, I got a checkup, just stuff that I haven't heard of from other companies. How is it? How was it? Rate us. Everybody wants a Google rating these days, right? That's all that's important, right? Google. Nobody at ServiceMaster ever asked me for anything like that. They went and made it so good that I wanted to do that for you guys. I mean, that's how good ServiceMaster DSI literally is at their job is. You're not going to have to ask. Nobody's going to ask you to do them a Google rating. You will be running to the computer because there was literally not one step unturned. And to your point about remodeling, sometimes there's no choice. I mean, when it's all gone, it's gone. So you have to have somebody who can put their arm around you a little bit and say, look, we know how devastated you are, but let's move forward in the process. And that is so what I think you guys separates you from many of the other companies is that personal bond that you seem to form. And you certainly, all of your employees did with me and my mother. That's just commonplace, right? That the people actually matter to you.
For sure.
And there are also payment and finance options. So let's say, for example, your insurance only covers a portion of that. At ServiceMaster DSI, they will also work with you on unexpected disasters that can create financial stress. That's why you guys offer flexible payment plans, financing, and makes the restoration process as smooth as possible. Whether you're facing a water damage, fire damage, or need mold remediation, you guys can help them out. So it doesn't have to be like if you're Allstate or State Farm or whoever is working with you and they can't make you whole, you guys will work with them on getting that project completed with payment options, right?
Correct. We
You guys
try
have
to
your own
set up.
financing loan, right?
Yeah, we try to work with the customer. Sometimes they have a high deductible. Sometimes they had some coverage, but the coverage that they had didn't cover all of the damages, so they're out of pocket. And we just try to work with them and talk with them on what their options are and what that looks like. You know, we're not a banking institute or a credit union institute that does long term, but we can help with some short term payment plans. So, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. All right, Rhonda, we let you off the hook a little bit. We know you're in a hotel. Your forte is saving people and stuff, but it is a sports show. And we're going to appeal to your coaching side because David Adelman is a guy that's not very popular this week with Denver Nuggets fans. I think rightfully so. I mean, to say the Nuggets fell short, I think is kind of an understatement, right? I mean, they lost to a team where 3 of their best players were out. I thought, sure, in game 6, like many people like me thought the Nuggets would win and come back and pull it out in 7 games. And they didn't. And, you know, the thing I learned even in coaching in Little League is it seems the coach maybe gets a little too much credit when teams win and maybe a little too much blame when they lose. But in this case, I also find that kind of coaches or players develop the personality of their coaches, their teams do. They take on some of their toughness that I know exists with you. You know, I didn't see a lot of that from David Adelman. I saw some real puzzling looks. Your thoughts? I mean, I know it's not all David Adelman's fault, but what was your estimation of his performance against the Timberwolves?
I'm telling you, that last game, I felt like it was not even the same Nuggets team on the court. They did not look like they were in sync. Like you mentioned, there were 4 players hurt on the Minnesota team. And I think they might have come into the game like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk because we got 4 of their best players aren't going to be playing. But they just didn't look good. I was looking at when Jeff and I were watching it, I'm like, this doesn't even look like the Nuggets. And I know from a coach's standpoint, me and my head coach, because we coach 16 volleyball girls, and I know we've looked at each other at some point and said, there's nothing more that we can say that we haven't already said. It's kind of up to the players to do their job and play their role. I just felt like it was very disconnected. I guess that's the best word.
Great analysis.
I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, the Nuggets are out, Minnesota's in, and here we are. Now, let's move forward, though. Colorado Avalanche tonight. Game 1 in round 2 for the
Stanley Cup playoffs. Yep, Stanley Cup playoffs.
What do you think? I'm not sure if Jeffrey's I know he's a Raiders fan, unfortunately, but
Jeffrey doesn't have anything against the Colorado Avalanche. Come on, man.
I gotta throw it out there because he's
Say-
sleeping. I want to wake him up a little bit.
I would have to say we probably like the Avalanche the most out of all of the Colorado teams.
Hey, all right.
And-
What about those Spartans last night?
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
Good.
Man.
Talk about it. Let's
That
talk
was
about
a heartbreaker.
We talk about the good. We talk about the bad. Let's talk about it. What's going on? What did you see last night, Rhonda?
I wasn't able to watch because it was during a time we were part of a graduation gathering, and I was texting Nicole Thompson, asking her for like score updates. And I was just hoping, because the first game against the Punishers, Jeff and I actually went to Pueblo and watched it, and it was horrific. The reffing was horrific. Some of the calls were horrific. Our kicker missed a bunch of kicks. So I was hoping for a redemption, and we've been looking better, a lot better. And I was texting Nicole, and she was telling me it was tied, and then she told me the final score, and I was like, dang it. So I didn't actually get to watch the game, but I really wanted them to win. I really wanted them to come back and beat the Punishers and kind of settle the score and be even, but it wasn't in the cards.
Well, let me just say this, and Tony Thompson has been texting me back and forth all morning, and Javin Kilgo, the quarterback of the Spartans, will be joining us at 11:45. So, I want to say this. I thought Kilgo played a really good game. I mean, for somebody who was broadcasting the game along with Nick, that last turnover, he threw an interception in the end zone with about 8 seconds to go. And although I wasn't necessarily sure he was throwing it to, I understood, sometimes you just got to throw it up there, right? I mean, there wasn't anybody really open. I'm going to say this, man. That was one of the best football games that I've watched in the NAL. That was a back and forth game that literally went down to the very last play of the game. I don't think there's anybody who should hang their heads on either team in that kind of a contest. I will say that you can see that the Spartans are missing just a little something this year. I'm not sure what it is. We'll talk to Javin Kilgo at 11:45. All right, I got to let you go, but on this note, you guys have got to come down in studio. All right, we miss you and Jeff enough. When your travel schedule comes, we want to do some drinks. We need to have a little fun.
Man,
Summer
Jeff's
is starting.
Sleeping, man. Don't wake him up.
Hey, not now, man. But Jeff and you are great people who we love, and we just want you guys to come in and hang out with us. We miss you guys.
Also, you have a mixer coming up this month.
Yes.
Is it Janet Davis? Janet Davis? You guys?
Oh no. It's Blaine, right? You and Blaine are doing this, right?
Oh, is it different? Okay.
Who's your partners? Who are your partners on the mixing team, on the mixer team?
Oh, the NoCo community mixer. So the sponsor for May is Choice Electric.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And
awesome.
there's 4 of us that have kind of put this mixer together. This will be our 4th month. We've been really, really excited about how many people have come. But Hope Davis with Country Financial, Tammy Degenhart with Our Broomfield Magazine, and Brent Payne, who is a realtor. The 4 of us have put this on, and we have just been so grateful. March, 250 people showed up. April, 150 people showed up. We're anticipating another 150 plus. It's a free event. It's at Chicken and Pickle on May 28th from 4 to 6 p.m. You don't have to be a part of any networking group or association or chamber member. Just come and be who you are and network.
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rhonda, it is a privilege to network with you each and every week. But I'm going to say this. I enjoy you being part of our team. You bring so much, you and Jason, to the table. You're so knowledgeable in life about so many things besides just restoration, and you're just a joy to be around. We appreciate all your energy.
I love the professionalism.
She is, man. She's a true professional.
It's not only that, but you like to create these mixtures, and you want to create, you want to expand.
She's like an entrepreneur, an innovator.
Yeah. She is. This
Thank
DSI is just a small part of her job, but obviously she wants to expand that as well. But I'll tell you what, though, Rhonda, it's been nothing but awesome with you, Jason, and the entire DSI team. We love you guys. We love the Colorado Spartans. We love everything that we've established so far. And I know we're going to get really busy this summer, so we're going to have a lot of testimonials to talk about. I hate to say that. Like, gosh, we're about to wait for these horrible things that are about to happen, but we have to be prepared, right, Rhonda? We have to be prepared because if you're not prepared, then you're not ready to do it. And you guys are going to be there for us on our team, on our 60,000 followers on Facebook, on our 500,000 listeners on Sundays. You guys are the ones to go to, and that's what it comes down to. That's what a business relationship looks like in promotions, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, when we get back here next week, we hope the Colorado Avalanche are still in the playoffs. I got to talk to you. We haven't even mentioned Bo Nix. We haven't even talked to Jeff about the Raiders who killed it in the draft and seem to be, really moving up the ladder in the West.
I'm going to get him a Fernando Mendoza
jersey. I think maybe, I don't know about that. I'm not getting him a Mendoza jersey. We'll see. Maybe he wants it. We'll see what he wants, all right? I think Jeff looks more like a defensive guy, man. I'm thinking of Max Crosby jersey would fit. I think he's a Crosby guy more. But anyway.
Don't wake him up, man. He's sleeping.
All right, man. Listen, Rhonda, you get back to your man, and we just want to say thank you so much for everything you do for us. We will see you guys, whether it's next week or 2 weeks. You tell us that, okay? But either way, the invitation's open either next week or 2 weeks from today.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, next Sunday is the Spartans game at 2:00. So I'm not sure that would work out for you, but if it does, maybe you could be one of our first guests, and we'll do a little preview of that because it's going to be a big game next week.
My whole family's going. We're making it a Mother's Day event.
I love it. Hey, I love it. We will talk to you next week. You're booked. Too bad.
Okay.
You're booked, whether you're here or whether you're elsewhere. Hey, this place is 10 minutes from where the game is, right? So
right.
We bring the fam. Let's get the party started early.
Sunday, Mother's Day with the Colorado Spartans.
I love it, man. Hey, Rhonda, we will talk to you again next week, man. Say hi to Jeff and the fam, and go Spartans.
Thank
That is
you.
great,
Have a good
Rhonda
day.
Fisher. Make sure you contact ServiceMaster DSI for all your restoration needs. She is amazing at what she does. All right, when we get back, we have our great friend Troy Renck from the Denver Post. He joins the Final Word next when you return, live from number 38 on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.
We are ServiceMaster DSI, and we're located in Aurora, Colorado, off of I-70 and Chambers. My name is Rhonda Fisher. I am the Business Development Manager for ServiceMaster DSI.
My name is Jason Catlett. I am the branch manager for ServiceMaster DSI. We specialize in disaster restoration, including water, fire, mold, biohazard, trauma cleanup. Company is included as a GC, so we can do the mitigation and then the full repairs on the job for you. At ServiceMaster DSI, we help our customers on their worst day. No one ever plans to have a flood or a fire or water damage, and we help restore their lives back to pre-loss condition.
We handle both residential and commercial losses.
We service all of the Front Range, including up north to Fort Collins, down south to Colorado Springs. We go up into the mountains into Georgetown. We go out to Windsor, Fort Morgan. We're one of the largest franchises in the United States.
We pride ourselves in having our technicians be IICRC certified. You can reach us here at ServiceMaster DSI at 800-954-9444, or you can call me directly at 720-602-8677. You can also email me at rhonda.fisher@smdsi.com.
You can also reach us on our website, which is ServiceMaster DSI. If you need more information, you can email info@smdsi.com. We're here to help for whatever emergency service needs you have. We are proud sponsors of the Final Word.
My name is Sadie Lefel, and I'm the owner of Grease Diva Garage, and we're located in Frederick, Colorado. What makes us unique from other automotive repair shops is that we are woman-owned, we're locally owned, we offer car care classes for women, and we really are truly a car care center. You can get everything you need for your vehicle right here. Here at Grease Diva Garage, we believe in excellence, integrity, and education. We just happen to be great mechanics. We specialize in classic and vintage vehicles. We have the tooling experience to do everything from engine mechanical all the way through body restoration on all makes and models. So in order to come into Grease Diva Garage, there's multiple ways you can get a hold of us. Through our website at greasedivagaraage.com. You can email us at greasedivagarage@yahoo. You can give us a call at 720-731-3000. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Multiple ways to get a hold of us. You can make an appointment online as well. We are proud.
My name is Anthony with Plunge Plus Plumbing. We've been in business for 16 years. We service from Longmont to Castle Rock and everywhere in between. We specialize in service work, underground sewers, water heaters, drain cleaning, faucet repair. If it's in your home, we fix it. We also ensure that our customer service is top notch and customer satisfaction is our utmost priority. Our motto is honest service, honest price. We're not going to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need or that you don't want. We'll just take care of the issue at hand and be on our way. Most of the time we can get there same day. If you need plumbing, give us a shout. 720-434-5832. Or you can reach us on our website at plungeplus.com. We are proud sponsors of the Final Word.
All right, we are back. Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez, live from number 38. Amazing day to be alive. Colorado Avalanche, game 1 against the Minnesota Wild. They get started round 2 of the playoffs, and at this time, we would like to bring on the best in the business. That's just what I call him. That's Troy Renck from the Denver Post. I don't care if it's podcast, writing, whether he's on video, television. To me, this guy just is the best, and that's because he's there. And I really believe there's an authenticity from somebody who takes the time to go to the facilities, takes the time to talk to the athletes. This isn't a guy on a couch trying to give you an opinion about something that's happening 3,500 miles away. This is a guy who's in the locker room. He's physically talking to David Adelman. He's physically talking to these people. Good morning to you. And before we get to the good news, which is the Avs, let's start with the Denver Nuggets. And you know, we had a lot of conversation last Sunday. You, I, and Alex. There was a lot of people in the chat room very upset that we were talking about David Adelman negatively and that we questioned his abilities. And you know, I think they were justified in Monday night, Game 5. You know, they all had their last laugh mentality on X. You know, you're a bunch of mentions of "told you so," David Adelman, blah blah blah, and then came Game 6, and the Adelman camp went silent. And David Adelman, I think, was thoroughly outcoached by Chris Finch in this series. thoroughly. Also the ploy of all the Timberwolves wearing the Dante DiVincenzo jersey into the locker room to unify and galvanize. That just doesn't happen with the Denver Nuggets this year under David Adelman. And I give him credit for the 54 wins. I don't think he's going anywhere, unfortunately, because that's the read everybody's telling me. But, man, there's a big disconnect between me thinking he can lead this team to a championship. I just don't feel that anymore. What can David Adelman do to change the perception other than the obvious win? Where can David Adelman get better since, I think that's what the Nuggets are stuck with. And good morning to you. Where do the Nuggets go this offseason, starting with the head coach?
Thanks for having me on, Joe and Alex. I appreciate it. It's been a long few days. I was in Minnesota covering a Twins game in the afternoon. I worked 26 hours straight, so I'm just now recovering. Wow. But I have a pitcher, Andrew Morris, who pitches for the Twins, who played summer ball for me.
Yeah,
so
I remember
to see somebody that you coached reach the big leagues is just incredible. Man. So I was out in Minnesota early to talk to him. It's something I'm going to be working on a project in the next few days. Listen, everything is on the table, everything. And so we'll start because you asked it regarding Coach Adelman. He got led around by the nose the entire series by Chris Finch. Chris Finch created motivation, real or imagined. He's after Game 6 talking about they wanted us. They created this. They wanted us. And look what we showed them. And no Minnesota player said that. None of them had any idea what he was talking about. And the Nuggets, I asked Cam Johnson about. He's like, what? So our two-way contract guys won a game that they were supposed to lose? But in his mind, Finch had the us against the world. The Dante DiVincenzo jerseys before the game, which I saw when they walked in, that was a galvanizing moment, as you said. And then when you look at Adelman, what did he do wrong? He was too late to go to his bench in this series. He didn't trust it. He stuck with Jamal Murray in the same process in terms of the offense and the half court when he clearly didn't have it in Game 6. But if you ask what needs to change, he's an offensive genius. The problem now is this, guys, that's sobering. The two-man game between Jokic and Murray has not worked in the playoffs the last 3 years. Knocked out twice by Minnesota and once by OKC. And the two-man game has fizzled. So that's a problem. The second problem is they have to change their culture. Because the most damning statement when I was there in Game 6 was Jamal Murray after the game. Now, he admitted, took accountability, it's on me. But he said it was very clear they took it personally. They wanted it more. And next year we have to match their intensity. Wait, what? You have to be told to want it in the playoffs? And that's the issue. That's why you can't run it back. So either you consider the nuclear bomb of trade Murray, or you look to move on from Gordon and Cam Johnson, or it's that some of those three, because Christian Brown's really not tradable right now coming off his season. But between Cam Johnson, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon, I would say two of those three need to go. You've got to get younger. You've got to get more athletic. And you might have to reset for a year and then put yourself in a position the following year to do damage. But they don't match up well against the top teams in the West right now, meaning OKC, San Antonio, and Minnesota. They lost to Minnesota's JV offensive lineup. I mean, what else can you say? It's the first time in history, Joe, that a team has lost 3 players in a series that averaged at least 10 points in that series and won the series. Yep. You had him on a platter to take it, and they still kicked your ass.
You are listening to Troy Renck, award-winning journalist from the Denver Post, a good buddy of ours, and just basically a good overall guy. He knows he has a pulse on the sports scene. Like he said, he was just in Minnesota. He was there for the game, so he knows
doing a marathon.
What is happening? He doesn't sleep anymore. He works 26 hours straight. I'm not sure how Mrs. Renck deals with that, but I'm sure they have some kind of an arrangement, so that's good. And me and Monique have the same kind of arrangement. Listen, man, I'm like you, man. When you win 12 games in a row to end the season, I'm starting to think, well, does a regular season really mean that much anymore, Troy? Because if you win 12 games before the end of the season, as the season ends, then you game 1, and then this is what you do: you lose to a G League game, which should have been easily a game they should have won, and yesterday would have been Game 7 for the Nuggets. I look at that, I'm like, man, there's a disconnect there. And even during the series, I was like, why isn't Valanciunas going in there? And he was did not play a couple times. Like, throw that guy in there and get some hard fouls on McDaniels and just hammer guys and get your fouls out of the way and, show some aggression towards the team. And they kept playing with like 6-7 guys. I'm like, this is not working. And I'm not a coach. I just watch. I'm an observer from the outside with third party, Troy. But man, the coaching was. I mean, and I don't want to just pinpoint it to David Adelman, but when I see a name like Steve Kerr or Scotty Brooks out there, Kerr, 4-time world champion, 4-time coaching champion. I mean, doesn't that make more sense to have someone there that has the balls, that has done it as a player and a coach, to get them motivated? Because David Adelman, when he had that little meme, he had his hands on his head. It's like, I lost my car. That's what I tweeted out. I'm like, dude, help me out. Walk me off the ledge on this one, Troy. Why Adelman should or should not be back on this team next year?
Well, the should part is you allow him to grow on the job. It was his first full season, and he kept them in it. When they lost Nikola Jokic, they went 10-6 without him. I think they set the world record for soft tissue injuries and won 54 games. That would be the reason to keep him. The reason you would fire him is when it mattered most, his team lacked toughness and they lacked an ability to score. Like, take away the fact they're not good enough defensively. They're just not. But his whole resume is built on offense. And here's the damning thing when you talk about why he would be in trouble. And I don't think he is, based on the fact they don't want to pay another coach. They're already paying Malone, although they did get some offset, I'm pretty sure, from that North Carolina deal. But they're paying Malone to go away. Would they pay Adelman and then pay big money for a third coach? It's unlikely. I never say never. But here's the stat when you think, why would Adelman be in trouble? Beyond the fact they showed no toughness. That's a problem. That's a culture problem. And coaches set culture. That's why, look at Sean Payton. You don't have to like Sean Payton, but you have to admit, if you watch the Broncos from Nathaniel Hazmat's year to now, how different their culture is. And that's not accident. None of that's accident. But where Adelman gets in trouble is he gets nerdy, likes to talk about metrics, well, here's a very easy stat that's not really far into the weeds. During the regular season, the Nuggets were held under 100 points twice. In this series, they were held under 100 points 3 times in 6 games. That's a fundamental flaw in the two-man game. It's a fundamental flaw in their offense when you get to the playoffs. And I would equate it to my baseball days when you had Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine for the Braves, and they went to 14 straight years in the playoffs. They won 1 title because when they got to the playoffs, John Smoltz power played. The finesse game of Glavine and Maddux didn't always play in the playoffs. Yeah. And that's what it felt like in this. One team was crazy athletic, crazy aggressive, physical, in your face, in your jersey, all as one, 5 fingers make a fist. The other team was playing finesse, regular season basketball, looking for calls and hoping for shots to go down. One team's, doing the hope strategy. The other team is, we're just going to keep punching you in the face. And that was the difference. And when you're down there, like when we at the Timberwolves game, they set us really low, not courtside, but really low. You could just see. And here's the other damning thing. You guys have been around sports forever. The Timberwolves had 19 more shots and 17 more rebounds. Wow. That is effort and hustle. This is what I'm saying. This is the culture part of you lack toughness. You lack want to. You want it to be easy to sit on the 3-point line, make your shots and drift back on defense. That's what I saw was one team playing a finesse game, the other team just absolutely punching them in the teeth over and over, and they didn't fight back. That's why it has to change. You've got to get some tough guys in here, or you've got to get younger, hungrier guys who are more athletic. You cannot move forward with this roster another year. It won't work. It won't work. And for those of you who say, well, give Gordon another year. We all love him. He's Mr. Nugget. He's going to be 31, 32. Leg injuries just don't get better. Like Jamal Murray was great during the regular season. He doesn't play good defense. Terrence Shannon took him to school in that game. And if you know who he is, count yourself among his relatives or watched him in college. Like, come on now. They've got to change the makeup of the roster. They can't win this way.
Well, let me say, Troy, that is spot on analysis. We'll get back to the Denver Nuggets. We have plenty of time to do that. They'll be waiting here until October. Let's flip it over to a team who's actually hitting the ice tonight at 7 o'clock. And boy, the two Kroenke tenants couldn't seem to be on different trajectories because unlike the Nuggets, in the first round series, when the Colorado Avalanche played the LA Kings and some rough stuff and some let's see who's ready to get busy and grimy stuff came up on the ice, every Avalanche player was right there out on the ice, backing up their teammate, fighting fights they needed to fight, getting in front of the net, blocking shots. You don't have any prima donnas. You don't have these high-priced guys who just failed to show up. Nathan McKinnon probably sets the tone for that team. But here's the difference in my mind between the Nuggets and the Avs, and we touched on it in the first segment, and his name is Gabriel Landeskog. And the Nuggets have nobody like him. If you take Gabriel Landeskog out of the lineup, and we've seen this for 24 months, this team just couldn't get it done. It wasn't over the hump, and I think you never really felt like it would. One guy who's not their best scorer, he's not their best player statistically, but he is absolutely the definition of leadership. And that is what's lacking in the Nuggets locker room that the Colorado Avalanche have. And I think it even goes beyond Gabriel Landeskog. I'll also say Jared Bednar has that over David Adelman. And you talk about culture, the cultures couldn't be more different. You've got a lazy team that's getting old, frankly, and just ready for a breakup. And then on the other side, it seems like you have a team that was just re-energized with new talent at the trade deadline. By the way, Nuggets didn't do anything, which you could have. I just think there's just two different approaches between the way the Colorado Avalanche do things and the way the Denver Nuggets do them. I think the talent's almost equal. The approach is entirely different.
Yeah, and the thing about hockey is there is an inherent accountability in hockey, and it's similar to football, that if you don't play hard, you get hurt. If you don't play with your head on a swivel, you can get hurt. But to your point about Landeskog, he's a glue guy. Like the Nuggets have vibes guys that all you kind of like being around. They all like they have too many vibes guys. They don't have a couple of guys who have the red ass who are like, hey, we don't do stuff like that here. That's not our standard. Because Jokic doesn't do it. Gordon has it in him and his personality, but unfortunately with changes in his personal life, the loss of his brother, it's just been a weird, he's in a weird headspace for him. So he's not doing it. Tim Hardaway Jr., maybe he could have done it. He's new, and he's a role player. The Avs have multiple guys, and you were right. The intensity of McKinnon is felt. He is a very razor's edge, not personable. He's not there to make friends. He's there to win. Jokic doesn't have that edge to him. He has the same ability, and he's even better and has been better in his sport than McKinnon, but he doesn't have that personality. And that's fine. It doesn't have to come from him. But Landeskog is a glue guy. He's the guy that the guys in the locker room can go to, and he can go to the coach and say, this needs to change. This is what the guys are saying. Who is that guy with the Nuggets? That's what, to your point, Joe, it's not seamless. It's messy. There's no guy in there that's either a sounding board or a bad dude that's like, we don't do that way here. And then when you combine Landeskog, when he's back, he fits in perfectly with tougher players, Manson and Burns when he needs to be. They got some edge to him. They got some, hey, if you hit our guy, we're going to hit your guy. And I will defend the Nuggets on this regard. It's way easier to fix the plane while it's flying in hockey because of the way the salary cap and everything works. It's way easier to do that there. The NBA has basically created a system with their salaries and aprons. They make it almost impossible to trade once you hand out big contracts. And that sucks because even baseball can rebuild at the trade deadline. Basketball, you get kind of stuck. And I'm not making excuses. Where they get stuck is, Calvin, it's too easy. Booth trading 3 second rounders to get rid of Reggie Jackson and get Deron Holmes, who can't sniff the court. Like when you make moves like that in the NBA, it absolutely kills you because you don't have any resources. I think the Nuggets, like second round picks, are all OKC has them right now. Yeah. Like that, they're so screwed in that regard. They can't fix it other than through a trade or free agency. But you're right. Two organizations under the same umbrella. What's the big difference? They let the hockey guys run it all. And in basketball, I think at times Josh Kroenke, I don't know so much this year, but he's been too close to the basketball side, too close to the players, and they've been way more reluctant to make change. Hockey, they've had no issue making change over the last 3 years. How many trades have they made? 6, 7 with big names, including Rantanen. So again, they're just the cultures fit. The cultures are different. And it's a huge reason why one team's playing right now and one team's at home.
Yep. It almost reminds me of because I remember last year, Josh Kroenke said, "Hey, I need to be more involved with the team." So, yeah, David Adelman might be coaching that team that afternoon, and then Kroenke walks in with his pops. And then everybody's like, "Oh, there's the boss.
Yeah.
There's the boss. There's the boss right there." And they kind of shun away Adelman. Yeah, Adelman, you're fine. As long as Kroenke says we're okay, we're fine. You should not be led that way by an ownership because of their power or wealth or their whatever they have going. And I think that that might play a little factor in that, And if Kroenke walks up to Joker and says, "Hey, how you doing? How's your horses?" And he talks to Murray, but he doesn't talk to any of the other guys. It just feels weird, man. And I was telling Joey, I'm like, look, I like Steve Kerr. What would have happened if Phil Jackson would have been the head coach of the Denver Nuggets right now?
Yeah, well, he would have pushed more buttons, and I guarantee you he would have gone back at Chris Finch with the mind games. That's what bothered me about Adelman. He let Finch control the narrative. When Finch called your guys floppers, after that was before game 1 or before game 2? I'm on the microphone.
On the space, man.
Yeah. I would have been right back at him. You calling our guys floppers? Do you watch Edwards? And even if it's part mythical, real or imagined, I would have gone back at him. I would have gone right back at him. So you call us floppers? And I would have been like, you guys foul every play and you dare the officials to call. If we're floppers, you're imposters because you've taken OKC's blueprint, which is foul every play and dare the refs to call it. So I'm daring you, refs, call the freaking fouls. That's what that presser should have been. Yeah. Defend your guys. And Adelman just looks us in the eyes like, you don't know what goes behind closed doors. You don't understand. But narratives matter in the playoffs. Fans build it. I was in Minnesota, and their hatred for Jokic in the moment is F you, Jokic, the entire crowd. Yeah. And they're chanting MVP for Jaden McDaniels. So you can sit here as a coach and say, it doesn't matter what we say publicly. Why do we care? Because it all matters in the playoffs. That's what you're not getting. You're treating it like it's a Tuesday in Memphis. It's not. You have to fight back and defend your guys. Someone in game 3, the first time Jaden McDaniels went to the hole, he should have been on his ass. Just a hard foul. The second time he went to the hole, where does he go? On his ass. We're not taking this from you. And instead, not only did they take it, they let him just punk him while they did it.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me, well, look at our defensive metrics. They're really not that bad. We just missed a couple corner threes. What in the HELL are you talking about? That makes no sense. Watch the game. You are getting punched. Be like a boxer, Alex, and one of your staggering back to his stool. And I'm one punch away. And you're like, yeah, you're right. One punch away from being knocked out. You have like teeth missing, and one of your eyes is looking left. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
All right, Trey, let's flip it over to the NFL franchise in town. And we had some news that broke earlier this week. There was big news, and that's on Bo Nix's ankle. And, I think that I've heard about 300 opinions on this from doctors, NFL guys, coaches. This is a pretty big ankle injury for mid-April or end of April, early May. But it changes the narrative. We heard all off season that Bo would be ready and Bo would be a full participant and blah, blah, blah. And now, that's kind of changed. And then a report surfaced that I don't know what to think about. A report that Mike Florio on April Fools specifically put out some information that the Nuggets were interested in Aaron Rodgers. And that the Broncos were interested in Aaron Rodgers. And he said this wasn't an April Fool's joke. And, of course, it was dismissed. And then a couple of days ago, I'm listening to some information that says, hey, the Pittsburgh Steelers just put the unrestricted free agent tag, a tag that's never used, by the way, on Aaron Rodgers. How concerned should Bronco fans be about the possibility that Bo Nix has an ankle injury that might be more severe than that we first expected.
Listen, it's an issue until it's not. Until we get our eyes on him when he's in pads, in training camp, full go. What does that look like? Does he still have his mobility? Does he still have his accuracy? Is he still able to set his feet? Until we see that, we don't really know. Here's what I know. The messaging has been off. Every time they talk about Bo Nix's ankle, they put their foot in their mouth. Initially, Shawn said he was predisposed to it to break, implying that it was like a hairline fracture at some point it was going to break. Bo Nix comes back and says, Shawn doesn't know what he's talking about. He needs to stop talking about my injuries. I'm going to be fine in 4 to 6 weeks. Then we see them at the owners' meetings, both Greg Penner and Sean Payton. He's fine. He's going to be cleared for all offseason activities. Everything is on schedule. Then we get to the draft, and now he had a checkup that was a cleanup, and now and he's fine. Everything's fine. Well, here's what it was described to me. Initially, when he had the surgery, again, I'm saying from what sources are telling me, and until I see him in 11/11, I'll make my decision on what it looks like. But I was told that he had the surgery right after the season. So he got injured on January 18th. He had the surgery soon thereafter. We saw him walking around in pictures from his wife after the birth of their first child, their daughter. So he's moving around like there's no oh my God, some weird thing. But as he had that surgery, it's my understanding that when he was going to have the checkup, because remember, he was walking around at the Masters. There was no limping around. Like, he was public. It wasn't like he went into a cave, some spider cave, and we didn't see him. He was out and about. I was told once he had the surgery, there was always going to be a checkup right around this time, whatever it was, mid-April, whatever that was.
Cleanup, right? Cleanup.
As part of that checkup, they basically said, this is what they're saying. And so again, until I see him, as part of that checkup, they're like, you're far enough in recovery. There's always going to be something to clean up in here in terms of, and I don't know if it was bone spurs, which can happen. You can grow bone spurs. I don't know if it was bone spurs or if it was a little piece of hardware that they're going to take. I don't know that. I don't. But they told him when we have the checkup, we're going to look. And they said, you're so far ahead, you're going to have this other procedure either after the season or you're so far ahead. Why don't you do it now? And because you're going to have time to heal, where if you miss anything, it might be a week of training camp. So that's the story they have now, is that the recovery was going so well. Why wait for this other procedure when you can have it now because you're so far ahead? Again, because nothing has gone the way they've said, I need to see what it looks like. That's all. My only concern is there's two things here. Does he have a chronic ankle issue? Because he's now had surgery he broken his ankle 3 different times in high school, college, and pro. Is that an issue? Well, it seems to be it's something we have to keep an eye on. But it's an ankle, not a knee. But is it, my second concern is this, more specifically to this season. Can he still play the way he wants to play? Because Bo Nix, when he came out of high school, was the #1 ranked dual threat quarterback in the country. He was Auburn's Tim Tebow. And he is, if you watch him with the Broncos his first 2 years, he's one of the fastest guys on the field when he plays. He ran the 400 meters in high school. That's how much of an athlete he is. Is he going to have his mobility? Because even last year when he didn't run as much, Joe and Alex, he was still very effective when he did run. So is he going to get that back? Because some people have said, well, Dak Prescott had this, and look how he played. Dak Prescott, folks, has stopped running. And his completion percentage is like 66, 68%. Bo Nix hasn't proven he can win just from the pocket without mobility. His completion percentage is more 62. So that is my concern, is will this ankle affect his style of play and his mobility? And until I see it, I don't know, because that would be the worry if you're a member of Broncos country, if all of a sudden on 3rd and 8, he's not able and he doesn't want to scramble anymore.
So
we got about 1 minute.
Okay, I'm going to give you the George Payton general manager hat right now, Troy. If you have to make a decision right now, okay, May 3rd, 2026, and we have to make this extension or give him his rookie deal, which is about to expire after this year, this is the year you should be able to make the money. Would you unload the bank for this guy, or could this be a potential Deshaun Watson situation, or even a Russell Wilson situation where we just get buried by a player who has this lingering injury, what would you do right now? Not 3 months from now, right now. Would you give him the money?
I think they're going to wait to see how this year plays out. Because remember, you could always franchise tag him too. That would suck, but you could wait till this year plays out, pick up his 5th-year option, and then you could franchise tag him. So there's options for both sides. If he plays out of his mind and he continues, he wins another 10, 12 games, then you pay him probably if it looks right. If you win 8, you miss the playoffs, and he misses 4 or 5 games, my guess is then you just pick up the 5th-year option and then you keep the franchise tag open. It's a big season for Bo. They want him to be their guy. Make no mistake. They love him in the building. They love everything about him. But when you start having to pay a guy between 50 and 70 million a year, everything has to be considered, because if you miss on that position, it really hamstrings you in the NFL.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's so much to talk about. We got schedule release coming up. The NFL never stops. Avs, and then, I didn't get to the Rockies, but I'll leave you with this baseball stat. Dion Rico, first 2 games of Little League 11 and under, 17 strikeouts, 2 no-hitters, and a 0.00 ERA. When you mentioned that kid who you watched at the Minnesota Twins, and you know how it is, your kid played, an All-American, I believe the Player of the Year in Division III. Brady was amazing. I'm going to tell you, man, you got to come out and watch Dion Rico throw the baseball once. It will bring a smile to your face.
NIL deal, Joey.
NIL deal. Troy, get working on it, man.
Dos Patrillos,
we
NIL.
need your connections, buddy. Because I think we got another athlete coming up on the Mile High Sports.
That's fantastic, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Love you, Troy, and thanks for everything you do. The great Troy Renck, the best in the business. Follow him on X at Troy Renck. All right, when we get back, Shawn Lefel. Not only is the man one of the best mechanics in the state, he also knows his stuff about sports. He's going to help us preview Game 1 of the Avs Wild when you return to the Final Word with Joe Rico and Alex Ramirez, live from number 38 on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.
Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do. Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do.
My name is Sadie Lefel, and I'm the owner of Grease Diva Garage, and we're located in Frederick, Colorado. What makes us unique from other automotive repair shops is that we are women-owned, we're locally owned, we offer car care classes for women, and we really are truly a car care center. You can get everything you need for your vehicle right here. Here at Grease Diva Garage, we believe in excellence, integrity, and education. We just happen to be great mechanics. We specialize in classic and vintage vehicles. We have the tooling experience to do everything from engine mechanical all the way through body restoration on all makes and models. So in order to come into Grease Diva Garage, there's multiple ways you can get a hold of us. Through our website at greasedivagaraage.com. You can email us at greasedivagarage@yahoo. You can give us a call at 720-731-3000. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Multiple ways to get a hold of us. You can make an appointment online as well. We are proud sponsors of the Final Word.
Golf season is here, and Denver Golf Passes make it easier than ever to play. Start your golf journey with Learn and Play 1.0. 5 clinics, 5 rounds, 5 buckets. Already playing? Take your game up a level with Learn and Play 2.0. Or grab the Friends and Family Pass. 20 par 3 rounds and 30 mini golf or range sessions. And for new players wanting reps, the Practice and Play Pass gives you 10 rounds and 15 range buckets. Find the pass that fits your game. Visit cityofdenvergolf.com.
The thing about basketball is, your team can win, or they might come up short. Either way, how much fun you have is all about who you're hanging with. Come on over to Hooters, where every game's a win. With wings that bring the heat, ice-cold beer to wash them down, and the only stat we really care about is assists.
Game's on. Where are you going to be?
Hooters, your official hangout for game day.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
Okay, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Shawn Lefel from Grease Diva Garage out there in Frederick, Colorado. That is the place for your summer project car, man. I mean, I've got one for you, and we got a surprise. We're going to build the Mazda, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. Right now, I am bringing on Shawn Lefel from Grease Diva Garage. And Alex, this guy, he's the mastermind. Sadie Lefel, his wife, of course, the owner of Grease Diva Garage. She was the one who kind of got the idea going. But make no mistake, Shawn is part of the brains behind the operation as well, a master mechanic, and also one of the best guys I know. He'll help you get that car going. And Shawn, good morning to you. And normally I start off with car questions and this and that, but the hot topic today has been the Denver Nuggets and their disappointing loss on Thursday night to the Minnesota Timberwolves. David Adelman has not been a popular guy on this show today. The coach of the Nuggets has taken a lot of heat. Before we get into anything, and Alex will get everything going on Grease Diva, give me your opinions of what, took place in the Timberwolves series, and what do the Nuggets have to do moving forward? Because I just don't think they can run it back, and many of our guests do not either. What is Shawn Lefel, one of the best business owners I know? What's his solution for the Denver Nuggets? And thank you for coming on this morning.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. Good morning. Good morning. So here's my thoughts on the Nuggets. Well, it all starts from the top.
I love it.
And the players are set. They're Jokic, Murray. They all have a job to do, and that's the put the ball in the net. I mean, that's what you get paid to do. If you're leading and you're telling your guys wrong, you're gonna lose. So so I guess where I'm going at is does a coach, is he always right? No. You got to take risks in the game. But if you're not stepping up alongside those risks as players, and your ego gets in the way, and it's not a one-man, two-man team. This is a whole team effort. It's just like me when I'm in the shop. We have a team of people. And if we don't lead that team correctly, someone's going to mess up. And when you mess up, things can happen. So you lose games. It doesn't matter. I mean, it all comes from the top, and you're supposed to do a job. And if you don't do that job, you're not going to win.
I love it, Shawn.
You are listening to Shawn Lefel, co-owner of Grease Diva Garage, along with his beautiful wife, Sadie, the top-rated auto repair in Frederick, Colorado. You guys believe in excellence, integrity, and education. What happens is to be great mechanics. Give them a call right now. I implore you, one more time, 720-731-3000. Real easy number, 720-731-3000. You guys specialize in so many different things, and I do want to dive in real quick to your wife, who is basically the co-creator of this. You're kind of like the face, but she's the beauty and the brains behind it, Shawn. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, she is definitely she's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
That's right. Grease Diva Garage was founded in 2017 by Sadie. They are a women-owned and operated automotive repair shop, leading the way in Frederick, Colorado, for women to be fully engaged and confident with their relationship with their car. Grease Diva Garage is an alternative way to the traditional auto repair, where you guys believe in knowledge and power, as you guys will provide classes as well to women and men. You guys just had a class yesterday.
We did. That
May
was a
2nd. It was awesome. You guys had a few spots left open. It's Grease Diva Garage car care class. Talk about how that went yesterday. I'm sure there was a good outcome and support there, because what you guys do is unique. And I think everybody who doesn't know about cars, like myself, needs to attend some of those kind of classes, because it really helps you educate yourself on just taking your car to an auto dealership or a mechanic, right?
Exactly. So that's pretty spot on there. So yes, yesterday's class was a huge success, which you know, my job is to give out the knowledge that was given to me. It's not supposed to stay in my brain, and Sadie, she's the deliverer, the facilitator of that information with these classes. And we had such a great turnout yesterday that these women that showed up, they want to take it to the next level. We're working through right now. We're working through putting a class together where we can actually get who want, these women, men, teen drivers, whatever, who want to work on their car, understand a little bit more. We're putting a class together to where we're going to be facilitators of showing you how to change your oil, change a tire, whatever, check your spark plugs, do all these things. And that is coming up very, very soon.
Well, let's also talk about the Diva Driver Kit. It's something that I really love, and that I'm glad I bought for my 21-year-old daughter. She has used it twice. She's had a jumper battery, which the jumper cables do work just fine, and she actually learned how to measure tire tread because she hit me up with her new pair of tires and said, hey, how do you know you need new tires? She goes, I used that thing in the kit you gave me. She didn't know what it was, but she knew how to use it. And I just think it's so cool, though, right? Because, I mean, she's a 21-year-old college student. She doesn't really know much about mechanics, right? And before the driver kit, she would have been dependent on just anybody to help her get out. She'd have to get out of her vehicle. You know, it's not always safe, and that's why Sadie invented the driver kit, of course, for her daughter going back from college. You know, talk a little bit about the Diva Driver Kit, because it has really saved my 21-year-old's butt twice.
Yes, you know, and this kit is designed for self-sufficiency, empowering, and understanding things that go together with inside this kit, and how it interacts, how you can use this kit to interact with your car and get the knowledge when you go, and to be able to speak, you know, clearly to the mechanic, whoever that may be, whether it's us or somebody else. At least it gives you the knowledge with the code reader that's in there. It gives you that knowledge of, you know, hey, if I can tell you exactly what's going on with my car from what I see, not only is it going to save some time, it could also save some bucks in the long run on some of that diagnosis stuff. Yes, there will always be diagnosis involved because we got to understand what's going on with your car. But these tools that are in this kit, it actually helps empower the vehicle owner. Like you said with tires, you know, the tire tread, the tread depth gauge in there, like for your daughter, had she not known what her tread depth actually is and goes into a mechanic shop, they could be selling her tires when she may not need them right away.
Right.
So
and that happens all the time. That happens all the time to women.
This Grease Diva Kit has a multi-function jumper starter, an OBD diagnosis scan tool. That's what Shawn was just talking about.
Diagnostic scan tool. Yep.
Tire gauge, standard and digital. That's what you were just talking about right now. Tire tread checker.
Yeah.
And there's also a stadium bag, clear draw string bag, and a grocery tote. There's so many ways to like get involved with Grease Diva, and we're going to be putting a lot more of that stuff on our Facebook. And these classes are huge because I think it's important that everybody gets to know how this works. You guys are located at 3540 State Highway number 52 H22, Frederick, Colorado, 80516. Give them a call right now. They may not answer, but they'll have a voicemail. They'll get back to you. 720-731-3000, 720-731-3000, or easily send them an email. And I know Sadie's on top of that email address all day. greasedivagagarage@yahoo.com. That's greasedivagagarage@yahoo.com. Buddy, I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too, brother.
You've been doing a lot of cooking lately, man. And so we're hoping you can get out of that. You and Sadie maybe coming out. We're going to have a bunch of people over here next week. We know it's Mother's Day, so probably, you know, take the time you need to. But 2 weeks from today, man, we need your butts here, and we need to party a little bit, man. We miss you guys.
Amen, brother. We do too. Likewise, you know,
It's been a tough few weeks for
It's
Alex.
been a tough year for all of us.
It really has been.
Our
Me, and Alex are
to
in
your
the
father,
same boat.
And Joe's going through his stuff with his mom, and I'm
Alex
going
the
through stuff with my dad now. Hey man, we're just here to surviving, brother. And to have your leadership, your guidance, and
we appreciate
your
you
tutelage,
so much.
man. We appreciate you, Shawn. We haven't had a chance to talk much recently, but
that's changing.
That'll
Man.
keep ramping up, man. Hey man, tell Sadie I love her.
Give her a big
She's
hug, man.
awesome. And we can't wait to keep diving in and doing some more great things with Grease Diva Garage.
Hey, by the way, I'll be giving you a call tomorrow. We got some projects we're going to get started with you guys on the Mazda.
Nice.
Maybe going back to the Fast and the Furious stuff, but we're going to have to work with you on this one. Okay.
All right.
Come on down. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's speaking of like, pimping your ride, if you want to call it that, I mean, we're going old school, pimp my ride, it's classic car season. It's car show season.
Yeah.
I love it.
You go to pull your car out of the garage and it's bucking and jerking and spitting and sputtering and all the things, and you just want to get to the car show and hang out and have a good time, but you just don't know what to do. Man, just reach out, give us a call. We can guide you through it. We can get you in, get you back there so you can show your ride at the car show.
I love it, Shawn. Hey, listen, man, we got to run. We got one more segment to go, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be a big deal when Grease Diva Garage, when I get to see how this Mazda comes out. My personal testimonial is going to start here in a couple weeks. I'm glad, and you guys are going to do every bit of the work. We're going to do pictures. We're going to do the whole bit, and we're ready to go, man.
Nice.
We're going to get back. We're going on vacation, and when we get back, the first person I'm calling is Shawn Lefel. Love you, brother.
That's my voice.
Hey,
Love
2
you
weeks
too,
from
guys.
today, be here. Get Sadie 2 weeks from today. We need you here. All right, man. We're gonna have some drinks. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, man.
We'll be there. We'll be there in 2 weeks for sure.
All right,
We
Shawn.
love you guys, man.
Appreciate
Take
you,
care.
brother. You look
That
good,
is the
by the way.
great Shawn
You look
Lefel.
great.
I like that. He's got that chef beard going on. More
That's
on
right.
that later. We might be doing a little advertising for a restaurant coming up here pretty soon. All right, Shawn, we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks. The great
All
Shawn Lefel. Head down to Grease Diva Garage and get your summer car project going now. All right, when we get back, we have Javon Kilgo, the quarterback from your Colorado Spartans. A tough loss last night. Kilgo played very well. We'll talk to him about a tough loss to the Pueblo Punishers and a rematch with the Punishers coming up next week when you return to the Final Word with Joe Rico and Alex Ramirez, live from number 38 on the Mile High Sports YouTube channel.
My name is Sadie Lefel, and I'm the owner of Grease Diva Garage, and we're located in Frederick, Colorado. What makes us unique from other automotive repair shops is that we are woman-owned, we're locally owned, we offer car care classes for women, and we really are truly a car care center. You can get everything you need for your vehicle right here. Here at Grease Diva Garage, we believe in excellence, integrity, and education. We just happen to be great mechanics. We specialize in classic and vintage vehicles. We have the tooling experience to do everything from engine mechanical all the way through body restoration on all makes and models. So in order to come into Grease Diva Garage, there's multiple ways you can get a hold of us. Through our website at greasedivagarage.com. You can email us at greasedivagarage@yahoo. You can give us a call at 720-731-3000. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, multiple ways to get a hold of us. You can make an appointment online as well. We are proud sponsors of the Final Word.
Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do. Los Dos, it's what we do. Tradition lives right here. You feel it when you're here. Los Dos, it's what we do.
All right, we are back. Joe Rico, Alex Ramirez, live from number 38, and we are live with the quarterback for your Colorado Spartans, Javon Kilgo. A great game last night in spite of the loss. A tough battle that went down to the very last play of the game with the Pueblo Punishers. And we bring Javon on at this time. And Javon, first of all, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. You came in a very tough position. You replaced Paxton Lynch, a guy that was signed by the Spartans, a local legend here. And when he went down with an injury, I think many people thought the Spartan season was over. I know I didn't know what they were going to do. And Here comes Javin Kilgo. I hadn't really watched you play before, and my first game watching you play was about 2 weeks ago. I'm also the color commentator for the Spartans, so Nick Archuleta and I get to broadcast the games on the NAL Network and the Scripps Howard Network. And boy, you've sure made those games exciting. Tough loss last night, but speak to me a little bit about the team's effort and just your thoughts a little bit on the game last night. And thanks so much for coming on and making time for us.
Hey, man, first of all, I want to say thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure. But yeah, man, it's definitely been a little roller coaster, man. It's a game of inches. We see that definitely after seeing that last night. A game of who makes the least amount of mistakes. Usually those people are the ones who end up victorious. And just so happened we made a little bit more mistakes than we should have, and it costed us.
You are listening to Javin Kilgo, the starting quarterback for the Colorado Spartans. Hey, listen, man, I'm going to echo what Joey just said. You got put in a tough place. All the hype behind Paxton Lynch coming in, and then for you to be put in the situation and for you to step up. I mean, that was a great game last night, 44-37. I mean, it was basically whoever had the ball last won the game. First of all, I want to give you your flowers to you've been able to handle that pressure. There's a lot of pressure here in the Mile High City, especially with all these sports teams.
Right.
How do you feel as of last night's game, where the team is headed right now? Because I believe you have a good control on the team. Yeah, like you said, the team who makes less mistakes will win. But I think it all starts with the leadership position, and I think you have it. Sometimes you can't play defense either. You can only play quarterback. So talk about the team, the organization, and how so far. You guys are 3-4. Plenty of time to still get in the playoffs. I'm proud of you, man. I think you're doing a great job, and you filled in very nicely for Paxton. And where are we going from here?
I appreciate that. Honestly, man, it's up and down battle. Like you said, I can only play and control the side that I am on. But I mean, we have a team of guys that are actually hungry and want to win. So I think that's the major difference in making this push towards the end of the season. We have a lot of things now, like before getting on this call, we were already downstairs. About 80% of the team is there. Everybody's still filling in now, but having a film session, players only, holding everybody accountable, being adults at the end of the day, because I mean, in reality, a lot of us aren't young guys that are 21, 22. A lot of us are pushing past 25 and hitting that 30 to 35-year-old range. So, I mean, it's really just getting back to the basics and realizing that, I mean, why are you here? What's your why? Not so much harping on the luxury of being in Denver, but I mean, we're still here to do a job. So it's really more so, like I said, getting back to the basics and realizing that nobody is too big for criticism. And really that's honestly been the biggest thing for us, man. We're just holding each other accountable, trying to get everything fixed to where we all get on the same page, to where we're all fighting for the same goal constantly, with no internal battles of you feeling like you should be playing or not and things of that nature, but just focused on the common goal, which is winning, no matter when your number is called. So I think that's where we are now, where we have been, honestly, and what we've been working on the hardest. It's just more so just staying locked in and staying focused on the common goal, which is just winning at the end of the day.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things I noticed that during the broadcast last night was your receiving core. I mean, you have Woodley, Newbold Jr., Rosario was chimed in, and then, of course, you've got Breon Michael. And, you've got some great targets to throw the ball to, but I'm going to focus on Woodley and Newbold Jr. because I thought those were the two guys who really stepped up last night. Mm-hmm. Talk about throwing the ball to both Woodley last night and Newbold Jr. as well as Michael, because he's been a go-to of yours as well. And then you've got Rosario, your guy in the backfield, but he was split out wide last night a lot, and Michael ran the ball a lot. Can you talk about a little bit about your pass catchers, because obviously a quarterback is very dependent on those guys.
Right. Now, I'll be honest, man, we're blessed. We're blessed over here. I got 4 guys that can really go get it. We actually have a 5th guy that is a little secret weapon. We haven't used him too much, man, but whenever he gets loose as well, when we need him, I mean, we really got 5 guys that can really go get it. So it's honestly a luxury, man, having a. I mean, honestly, our running back room is our receiving room. Everybody that can play receiver for us. Outside of Biz, we won't put 6'6" Biz back there, honestly, to try to play running back for us. But those other guys that we have that are very agile and things of that nature, we use them in so many ways, man. It's honestly a blessing, man. The ball can only go to so many guys, but we have so many selfless guys to where they are constantly taking themselves out to get someone else open. So honestly, man, it's like I said, it's a blessing. Breon, and I'm gonna correct you. It's Michelle. Last name Michelle. Breon Michelle. He's
hold up. We asked him. We said Michelle,
and he said Michael.
No. Was it Tony? Tony came and corrected us and said his name is Breon Michael. And I'm
I'm gonna have to talk to my guy, man, because that's Michelle. That's Michelle all day.
Yeah,
that's Michelle all day to me.
Hey, all right, Jamal, hey, we're about to close out. I got 1 minute. I got one question for you. How do you compare your game? And I see it. I've seen the highlights. I'm looking at a / Lamar Jackson / Cam Newton. Am I spot on?
See, I would honestly say you're probably the first to say that, man. I've gotten more so a positive outlook on Jameis Winston. I've gotten Deshaun Watson, a little comparison here and there, and then me personally, I model my game more so after kind of like I would say a Dante Culpepper, or more like a
bigger quarterback.
Or I would even say, I'm an older guy. I like real spinners of the football. So I would even say a Warren Moon, or even a Aaron Rodgers. I've really honed in on passing the ball. So I like to kind of model my game after those guys, being able to make throws from any kind of angle. And just trusting my arm and trusting my guys to make the play. So I like those type of guys, those type of comparisons more so, because I don't see myself as a Lamar guy. I have athleticism, but I don't see myself as like a Lamar type of runner.
Okay, let me tell you something. I thought you threw the ball very, very well last night, and I thought you performed very well. We got about 30 seconds left, so I'm going to let you go. I will say this. I thought on the last play of the game, that turned out to be the last play of the game, there was open territory. And sometimes I think a decision, you got to make it right. And there wasn't a lot of people open. I saw what you were doing. You gave your receivers, you bought time so well last night. I think that last play, there was open field. Do you look at the film and see sometimes and say, man, I should have pulled the ball down and ran and then just touched
100%. 100%. Oh, 100%. Definitely. We were just talking about that before I got on the call with you guys. Just trusting myself more and using my legs to get us out of those situations, just to keep the sticks moving and honestly get us closer. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. The Spartans have found a gem, man. I look forward to watching the game next week. The Punishers, I think, are going down next week. It was a little chippy there during the whole game, and you could tell there's a rivalry developing there. I'm excited to call the game next week, and I'd love to go down and shake your hand after the game. I did not get a chance to do that yesterday, but I will do that next week.
I'll stick around next week for you, man. I look forward to it.
Appreciate you and all the Spartans. Let's go. Keep it rolling, man. This season is not anywhere near over, all right?
Nowhere near, man. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Hey, thank you. That is the quarterback of your Colorado Spartans, Javin Kilgo. Make sure you get down there Mother's Day a week from today and check out him and all the Spartans as they take on the Pueblo Punishers at 2 p.m. next Sunday at the Denver Coliseum. Gavin, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys, man. Have a good one.
What an amazing show for my partner, Alex Ramirez, the man behind the glass, Nick Arch, the great Bill Foss from Suavecito Tequila, Rhonda Fisher from ServiceMaster DSI, the great Troy Renck from the Denver Post, Shawn Lefel from Grease Diva Garage, and we wrapped it up with the amazing Javin Kilgo from your Colorado Spartans. That's it, Denver. We will see you again next week when the final word returns for another show.